Good morning all. Hiya, there's the rocking horse again. It's been a while since we've seen the rocking horse. I opened the door this morning for some reason. The door was open already. I was sitting there on the couch doing my meditation and I'd opened my eyes and I thought, that's inspiration for today's video. And then I thought, I can't leave michaelTea Higgins out of the equation because he's a kind of a new visitor to the house and he's still quite an inspiring character. So he's sitting there on the teapot there and the candle is lighting in front of him. And then there's the freesias, which I love, which you can barely see, I know, but they're quite inspiring, aren't they, Maisie? She actually French kissed me there. Okay, so hopefully she'll stay quiet now. And I've got the usual things around me here. I've got ink, paint, collage, pastels. Get off. She started today by eating my crock, so I'm not that pleased with her. Okay, ready? Go away. Right, so I've got paper towel here and ink, and I thought I could use that to start with to describe the body of the rocking horse. This is going to be quick, you can tell already. This lady needs a walk. I shouldn't even say that word in front of her. Right, so rocking horse. Here. There's something like that about the rocking horse, isn't there? This ink is obviously well watered down. I don't think now I'm going to get in the... Yeah, I need to move it over a little bit that way. See, I don't think I was going to get in the freesias, and I want to get in the freesias because they're gorgeous. And like, to be honest with you, any sort of colour these days is very welcome in Scotland in November. Right. Don't know what this is. So this is actually my first time using something that isn't acrylic on this paper as well. You know, simply making moves with your arm from the shoulder is helpful. Simply doing that. And I might just stick that on as a way of describing the opening shape of the rocking horse there. So this is just Pritt stick. That's Pritt stick. And this is a page from Jackson's art supplies, online art supplies. Jackson's are great actually. They've got a lovely new mat. Oh jeekers. I should have said you were balancing on a cushion there. So the more vigorous I am, the more likely it is you'll topple over. So I better calm myself down a small bit. Jackson's have a new catalogue that's matte and it's brilliant for collage. I mean, they're a great company anyway. One of my favourite oranges comes from Jackson's. The other thing about perching you on a cushion there now is that you're probably going to be shaking and might end up seasick. Maisie's gone over there not to hang out with the rocking horse. Right, I'm not going to straight away do the white. I'm going to first do the dark of the door beyond the rocking horse. I was just checking to see if you were like an earthquake altogether. Right, so the head of the horse is coming out beyond that. You know, Lily's into jigsaws these days, and she's got my big boards. I've given her my big boards, and so this is why I've got a small drawing board for a big sheet of paper, but I wanted it to be a big sheet of paper, so I'm just going to move the paper as I need to. Alright, so that's outside there. Maisie's in front of me now. I'm not going to pin Maisie's bum in there. And then there's the red. Oh, I've got something exciting I found in the studio today while I tore a piece of a painting off. You know how you can make it thinner? So that can work as the where's the glue gun? That can work as the red Maisie, where is oh there it is. That can work as the red bit of the rocking horse, you know, the wooden part that sticks out. I painted this rocking horse quite a few times. Erin is trying to sell it. Well, she does not exactly trying very hard, but it's her intention to sell the rocking horse. At the age of 18, money is you know, helpful. at any age. I suppose it's helpful, but she's particularly keen to, she's good at saving and all that. So, and it's not something that gets used like so much. Occasionally I'd sit in that, but in general, Maisie, what are you doing? In general, it's more inspiration from my art. I think I might end up actually buying it from her, because of course Santa Claus gave it to her there a few years ago, so I couldn't be just assuming it's mine. Right, back there. I'm just going to let that be red with my left hand. I'll just do a kind of general darker crimson line with the oil pastel. So we're finding the rocking horse. I feel like I want to show you what I'm doing here, because my idea is that you have no clue where the rocking horse is in this mix. So this is chalk. I thought it was oil pastel. Oh, it is oil pastel. Alright, so that's going to be where the nose of the rocking horse is, and the bit where the rocking horse's body meets its neck. Can you see? You can, kinda. There we are. And then above. Oh, Maisie, don't start. Right. In fact, she's gonna give me the impetus to move a bit more swiftly here. All right. So do you get me? There's a bit of a rocking horse emerging, isn't there? Yes, Anya, there is. I'm just going to be my own cheerleader here. Maisie, you don't need to be any sort of cheerleader for me now. You just keep quiet. That's the wall behind. Alright, there we have it. Enough. Now, where to next? michaelTea. I didn't realise that's what the kind of pun thing is. That he's Michael D. Higgins. And michaelTea Higgins is... look, I'll just put some paint on. The reason that he's made into a teapot is because michaelTea, that's how they're selling that, you know. Teapot. And Barry's tea is what I use in it, because my lovely friend Susan, who's 50 today, happy birthday Susan, gave me a box of Barry's tea, which is the famously Irish tea, which is the best in the world. And that's what's inside in that teapot. No. I think I need something for Michael's face. He's got a wee bit of a shadow on his face there, so I'll make it a little bit lighter. I think I'm going to just kind of carve out a shape for the body a little bit more clearly there. That's the teacup waiting to be filled. Tantalizing, isn't it? And I might use, that's brown, no, it's not the colour of that. What will I use to describe the tabletop? You see, I think I need something like large again now. What about this? That paper's quite good. Now I hope it doesn't seem like it's a bit of sacrilege here, because this painter, Derek Robertson, is a fantastic watercolourist, and his name is on that painting. That's his work there. But it's exactly the colour I'm needing. And so, Derek, if you're watching, I fully appreciate your work. So much so that I'm adding it in here. Okay, I like that there too, do I? I think I do. There's two more beautiful paintings. I'm kind of running out of glue now, so I think that's a bone that Maisie has. I'm always slightly nervous when you hear a chewing sound. So it tends to be expensive trainers or something normally. Okay, and the friezes. So we've got bright yellow. Bright yellow. There's the grey curtain behind. Now they really would be extending up beyond. And this is a cue for me to make them extend up beyond, so let me find some bright yellow and let's create an extension. Come on, I need to get myself more glue. I think, like, I like using the PVA glue, but sometimes Pritt Stick is the thing for the immediate stuff. So there's the friezes gone up over the edge, and not so satisfyingly bright, so you still, there you are. So I'm just going to brighten them up with the yellow. Oh, oil pastel. And probably in between is curtain, which has got some brightness on it too. And we'll come down to the teacup handle, could be that white as well. Okay, so let's see. Look, there's some gold. No harm to get a bit of gold tape in there for that sunshine shining on the friezes. Right, we are. There we go. What about the greenery now? Just an oil pastel turned on its side, and there's a little frieze on its way over to Michael. There. And of course we've got the pink ones as well. I'll get those too, don't worry. And I might do another little extension, because there's a frieze that's sticking out towards the window that hasn't been captured yet, and that'll work there, I think. There we go. All right, and I'm interested in that tie. I'm interested in that tie there, and I was gonna put a face on for him, wasn't I? So I think the face might need to go that way. And then we've got some furry hair. I don't want to make things too tricky for myself to establish. Are you still there? You are. Okay. Yeah, so the blue now, when I looked back there, the blue needs to be made more this colour blue, doesn't it? Especially where the light is falling. And then there's a candle lighting, and we've got the tabletop, which probably would be no harm to establish that with a bit more clarity. Yeah, so that'll be the wall behind, similar colour to that wall. And then there's the tabletop. And this will allow me to capture too the bottom of the teapot, which I think is an important dark. I'll just do this colour for the wall behind. I know it's not that dark, but I think I want to just put something behind Michael so that he can stand out in relief. And his hair, of course, will be occupying that space. There's a nice bit of tinsel-like sparkly hair that my aunt, this was my Aunt Mary's creation, this lovely tea cozy, which is a very, very effective way of keeping my tea warm. Thank you, Auntie Mary, I really appreciate it. Just a little bit of oil pastel there for the skin on the right hand side, and I'm a bit lost as to what to do for the hair. What about some of this kitchen paper? I suppose might do. It's got a bit of a hairy quality to it already, if I can keep it clean enough with these dirty fingers now. That could be a bit of, it's a bit of a leap to consider that to be hair, but maybe if it's closer to the head, I think that's okay. And then on the other side too. I have got white ink somewhere that might be good. If I had a thumbprint of white ink, that might work as well. Anyway, we're getting there. We're getting there. The white shirt is probably going to help to distinguish between the tie, the face, and this lovely blue knitted waistcoat that he's wearing. So here's my white oil pastel coming in again. Comes in handy regularly. A bit more blue, I think. Different blue this time to describe the more shadow side. And now I've got red ink here. If there's any left, that might work as the spout on the teapot, and it might work too as the base of the teapot here. There's a little paperweight sitting in front of it, which I'm slightly ignoring. I'm not going to do that in detail. I got that from my friend Erin, it's lovely. And I'm using, so I've got, my plan there is to get the chalks out to give that brightness, give that tie its justice. Look at those chalks, aren't they gorgeous? Thanks again, Claire. Love them. Teapot. and teapot. Okay, now when I've broken these open, I might as well use them as well to describe the vase there. What are you looking at, Maisie? You settle down there now. There's the vase. Oh, look at the handle of the cup. That's exciting. Oh, that's not the colour I want it to be, but let's see what happens if I put some white chalk over it. Okay, what am I doing next now? I think I want to amalgamate this lovely painting down here. So the chalks aren't going to work on that paper. They work over stuff that's been put on the paper, but not so much on the paper itself. So I'm just going to put them to one side for a minute. And Derek's painting, I wanted to get something that would match that. And I think it'll be the green grey. It's not really that colour. It's a little bit more grey, but if everything, I don't want everything to be grey, so I'll put that there. It'll do for now. Because I was thinking it'd be too similar to the greys in the background, you know. There's something very invigorating about working in this way. It's a bit like, I've said before, like intuitive cooking, where you just kind of reach for what you think is going to work taste-wise with something else. What I'm thinking is going to work taste-wise here now is a bit of watercolour over all that oil pastel. Might be exciting. I'll just reach for the first brush I can find. And I'm going to ultramarine blue. I want to make a slightly greyish colour. That's no problem when you don't clean your palette. It's no problem making grey, because that's what you'll end up making by mixing the colours on the palette. Oh, look at that! That's kind of exciting, isn't it? There, and of course this paper resists the watercolour a little bit as well. To be honest, maybe a little bit more. So that's the watercolour section. And now I want to go back to the rocking horse, because I feel like, but just before I do, I'll do a bit of drawing on the arm of the couch that sits in front here. I want there to be something in that section as well. Maisie's sitting nice and quietly. You can see her paw there. I better not speak too soon. But what a well-behaved dog. Ho ho ho. What was I going to do there now? The blue. Just the couch sitting in front. I'm not sure I'm happy with that, but fuck it, it's alright. I suppose what I could do is obliterate that a little bit again with some cerulean blue this time. Cerulean blue watercolour. Just a bit of a cerulean blue. What about this colour? That's okay. This is acrylic. I forget what it is now. You know, aren't we lucky that we don't have any new stuff in this living room? Because, like, the girls want to get a new couch for Christmas. Can you imagine the reticence involved in having a new couch underneath me here? Like, all of these things, I don't care. I mean, I like them. I like the rug. I like the chairs. But I'm not feeling like I have to mind them. I feel like they're all quite happy to be splashed on. Thank God. Okay, I think the coffee from yesterday, I had 2 flat whites yesterday, and I think it's possible that those are still operating in my system. And I'd say, if you're listening still, you'd be nodding in agreement, because you're thinking, my God, she's wound up this morning. But it's a lovely kind of wound up, to be honest with you. I know my friend used to say she used to think she was depressed until she had a coffee, and then she thought, actually, I just needed caffeine. Not sure how medicinally sound that theory is, but you could try it if you're a bit pissed off this morning. Sorry, bad language. Okay, no. There's the reins. Here's the rocking horse's gears coming into view. Now, for a nod for this, why don't I, a nod for our times, why don't I try and use, jeez, these are strong things, aren't they, these masks? A disposable mask for the saddle. How about that? Because after all, Everybody's got a disposable mask in the house nowadays, I would say, or has at some point had to wear one. It actually kind of would work too for michaelTea's body, wouldn't it? I don't know which I want to use it for because I'm liking it there as well, but my glue is running out, for goodness sake. Have I got more? I think I might have PVA glue in here somewhere. Oh, there's a pink. We've also got a pink disposable mask. Okay. I wonder if that pink is brighter underneath. It might represent those flowers if it is. But I think, or Michael's hair. What about that? Add a little bit of texture to the hair. I'm just going to hope that there's enough glue here to stick it on. I mean, it's not ideal that his hair is pink, but I think I can sacrifice the pink because it makes a nice texture there. Okay, and I've made the decision to leave the to let this be the saddle. I think I'll double it up though. I want it to be bright enough. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Okay, so how are we going to do this? It's a bit of a faff. So I'm going to double it up by gluing the middle of it and folding it over. And then I can glue that part on. I'm just pressing it into the glue. See what I'm doing with that? And then glue it on there. Ta-da! Okay. And I'm still kind of keen to use a bit of it over there too. The water will run out. There's a lovely band from New Zealand called the michaelTea that my friend Mike introduced me to, and I have them in the car. I just love it. Love that music. Right, no. So you could look them up on Spotify. They're the michaelTea, M-A-E. And I especially love listening to them because they're quite a lot about water and stuff, and about the moon and things like that. And I love listening to them after being in for a swim. Actually, it was the same Mike who introduced me to Gladhouse Reservoir. So, this is a shout out to him. Thank you, Mike. There we are. And I thought maybe you're still hanging in there. I thought I might end up using some of the blue that's in here. Look at these, they're glorious, aren't they? I thought I could use this blue maybe to emphasize the face mask colour a little bit more, maybe, and even here as well. That's actually quite a good colour for the tea cozy. And there's a handle on the tea cozy that needs to be made a bit blacker. I've got black here, oil pastel again. Comes in handy most of the time, my oil pastel. With the handle disappearing behind the candle. The handle disappears behind the candle. Jeez, I'm getting a bit creative with my wrapping now as well. I'm just so lucky to have all of this entertainment. This is because my children aren't here. I'm allowed to get away with saying stuff like that. Children are great, really, spiritual teachers, because they don't really let you away with very much at all, which is quite handy. There's no cockiness allowed. Right, so you see this black now is also going to work, I think, to describe in a bit more detail just parts of the rocking horse that are in shadow. And the bum over there. And then there's the door here. Door frame is like that. It sits behind the door frame. I'm looking for something to describe the frame of the door. Oh, look at those yellow flowers there. Sure, I might as well stick that in too, as long as I found it, giving itself to me as a gift. Because really I was just looking for a straight line for the door frame. You know, like that, to show that it's sitting in front of... Gosh, I'm really struggling blue-wise. I just need to use my nail now to peel some out. Okay, yeah. And there's the, ta-da! As if by magic, a door. I could maybe use a bit of that on the other side too, could I? Probably better used down here to extend that side. But I can get another page. This is Neil's Yard catalogue. It's a Neil's Yard catalogue. You know, they do kind of cosmetics and stuff. Yeah, kind of like that side. Okay. I was thinking I could resort to gesso as glue, because this paper isn't that heavy or anything. So there's some gesso. It's clear gesso, so it'll dry clear, hopefully. I'm not minding the lumpiness of it anyway. Just a little bit of background behind Michael there. And I've still got the black chalk in my hand, and I think I want to do the leg of the horse, the rocking horse, coming out in front there, because actually I can see it. It sits there in front of that door frame, and it'll just, I hope, let the space be a bit more convincing. So really that's brown floor covering in there. Yet again, a forgiving surface to have in the house, so when dogs are sick or their food spills, it's easily wiped up. So I quite like that floor covering too. Like when I originally moved in here, I was thinking, oh, I love the idea of authentic tiles, and I was thinking, you know, Portuguese gorgeous patterns and things. But sure, I'd say when I'm 70 or 80 I might end up with a house like that, whereas just now, yeah, please God I get to 70 or 80, but just now I'm quite happy with the surfaces that are just easy to maintain. Oh. And I suppose when I'm 70 or 80, I kind of hope that I'll still be at this carry-on, so maybe even then I'll be going for the cheaper options rather than hugely aesthetically pleasing. I can always visit places like Preston Field House. I actually phoned this morning and they're still closed. They're closed until November. Preston Field House now is a very plush, beautiful spot in Edinburgh where you can go for a coffee. I have a friend who acts like it's her office. It's just, it makes you feel fantastic. I mean, I was thinking I'd wear my new flowery trousers if I was going there. They've got like peacocks strutting around the grounds, and it's just makes your heart sing, really, a place like that. But like that's the kind of place where you'd have expensive textiles and all that. Bedrooms and everything are incredible there. Whereas here at home, quite happy having the cheap stuff. Children want new stuff. But I think in the end, I'd only be so kind of cross about getting anything getting messy, that I think they subconsciously maybe don't actually want anything too plush in the house either. Okay. Sometimes chatting away things happen despite yourself. Do you ever find that? Like, it's quite a good thing if you're doing anything creative to be distracting the thinking mind with chat. Or that's why I think we do very well when we get together and are creative that way, because nothing feels so precious. Just feel like just get on with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I know for the next time what can work a little bit better maybe. Now that's the radiator behind the horse there. And I still feel like I can give a bit more oomph to the horse. Like if I hit gold or something. I know I have got gold ink somewhere. It's in the studio. I don't want to go out there now. But I also got gold dust from Clear. I don't think I have that either with me. And you can't have everything every time. Look at that yellow. I wonder if this will work. I mean, it's really runny now, so it'll make a bit of a mess, but a nice bright sunny colour. And the flame of the candle could be that. Maybe I'll do some drawing on Michael's face. Give him those little sunny eyes. Wee nose. This is just a pen. And you see, there's another place now for gold ink would be his glasses, wouldn't it? Oh, or metallic pens. I've just ordered some metallic pens. Just can you make head nor tail of this, I wonder? I've just ordered metallic pens for myself this morning because I thought I need a bit of bling in my life. Something that I can use for some people know who are already annoyed with this will clinch the deal, but sometimes in my bed what I do is I do a gratitude list, and I like to have pens that I can draw one of the things that I'm happy about having happened that day. It's a very effective way. It was my sister Eileen, one of my darling sisters, Eileen, who introduced me to the idea of not only writing a gratitude list but doing a drawing in relationship to what it is you're thankful for. So sometimes it might be simply a picture of the sun shining, because let's face it, that's something that I'm very thankful for here in Scotland, as I say, in November. But so we're talking about the gold ink and everything. I wouldn't be taking the gold ink up into the bedroom to do my gratitude list. So the metallic pens are a lovely way to bring a bit of. The metallic pens are a lovely way to bring a bit of bling into. To bring a bit of bling into my gratitude list picture. No, that chalk now is not going to work for that tabletop. And that isn't going to work either. What colour would it be? It's not unlike this. What's that called? Powder blue. No, powder blue acrylic. That might work for that tabletop, nice and thick. So that yellow ink is getting in to the mix there. So that's why I just decided to make it fierce thick altogether. No. The idea there wasn't to leave that. My idea there wasn't to leave that as that, but to use the paint. I say that as though it was a plan in advance, but I am going to use the paint now as a glue for a pattern for the cup. Maybe her dress. A bit thick though, the paper there. Would be better pattern in this. I wonder. Nope. Thanks, Maisie. I'm going to put some fresh tie in Michael because it needs to be made a little bit clearer, that tie, I think. It's just gone a bit dirty. Oh, look. Isn't that gas? I think that needs to be included here now. Do you think? Or is it just overkill if I put that in? I think I want to put it in there. No, I want to put it down here. Beautiful rocking horse. There we are. I can take it or leave it afterwards if I don't want it in there. But I was looking for a nice pattern for the cup. I'm going to see if I can find something really quite close to that. That's a nice mosaic butterfly, isn't it? You see that? You know, it makes me feel a little bit, just that wee bit, gives me a feel of the jug a wee bit. Nah, not enough. Maybe the other side does though. Kind of represents a wee bit the jug, the side of the jug that's in shadow, I think. I'm just going to chance that. This is clear gesso, as I said, that I'm using as a glue now. So I want a pattern for the cup. Flowery blue flowers is what I'm looking for. Blue flowery pattern. You know, another place that has lovely food if you're in Edinburgh is Dishoom. It's an Indian restaurant in St Andrews Square, and they do fantastic breakfast. They've homemade naan bread. God, delicious. And they just have a great range of. That's a nice red. I think I might use that red for the bottom of the rocking horse. Just for the base, you know. There's something going on there that's grounding it down. That's good. I'm going to stick this bit on there then. That'll do. And maybe I'll put a little collage spout in that teapot. I know it's not that bright red because it's in the shadow, but I feel like it might be quite nice to have just a touch of the spout made with stuck on paper there. So it sits in front of the background. Right, we're still looking for a pattern for the cup. Come on. Sometimes you can get a little bit too connected to one particular pattern, and actually something else might work that I'm missing. So I'm just going to say, right, this is the last magazine I'm looking through. So I'm thinking either that pattern on the top. I'm just going to go with that actually. It was either that or the guy's tattoo on the other page, and I think this is a little bit more in keeping. The teacup. And the pattern of the teacup, I don't like that on the vase. Yeah, that's teacupish. And that vase piece can go down there instead. Some chalk. For those flowers. Teacup. With the ultramarine blue. It'd be just exciting if the spray would work. Oh my god, it does. That spray hasn't worked for ages. Got it from Lidl. Right, I'm going to use the stick now to describe this is ultramarine blue. ink. I'm just going to draw the teacup a little bit more clearly with that. And just re-establish the tabletop though. Just using the non-dominant hand now to describe the shadow on the, and use the other hand. It's all a bit slippy. There's enough variables here. The underside of the teacup, give it a bit of tone. Maybe I'll use the green too for the other side of the vase. And the handle, the jug. Bit of the greenery. And the smiling face on Michael. Smile. That's important there. Starting to read is a little bit more clownish now. He needs the intelligence of the glasses there, I reckon. What colour? I think they're going to be in that brown colour. And they're a little bit skewies, but still they'll add hopefully something less clownish. She said hopefully. Not really, they're making him even more clownish looking, so I'm just going to use white for the skin. I think that might help to diminish the pattern. I mean, the hair is a bit ridiculous. But I thought the texture of it was too good a thing to miss out on. There's a shiny eye on that rocking horse. Maybe not that shiny. It's okay for now. I could just use my nails to scratch a bit off it. Yeah, I think the final move needs to be some bit more clarity in Michael's face. And to do that, I'm going to get some thicker ink. And I think I'll use the ultramarine blue stick dipped into the black ink to describe the darks of the eyes a bit more clearly again. Just do a little bit of drawing on the edge of the body there to describe the waistcoat. That might bring a little bit of dignity to the occasion. And the space where the face meets the tie and the collar, you know, just a little bit of connecting. And I think the hair could be cammed down a touch. Let's move it down a little bit there. I hadn't anticipated so much inspiration from michaelTea Cozy. I'm really grateful. It's quite an exciting shape, colour, set of textures to have. Just using the blue ink itself now. Some of those buttons. Use some of the gesso too to make buttony shapes there. It's not working. There's a button. And the bottom of the tea cozy could be described with this blue as well. And a bit more black. It's glasses now. I get to just do this kind of thing as an adult. It's quite a lot of fun. I really could have worked to make those glasses a bit straighter, but hey ho, there they are now. A bit skewy, so that's alright. More ink for the cup. And here, the jug goes that way. And that's a card that my mum made for me. She drew a spider plant on a card. I really like it. It's kind of hiding behind there. I'll show it a bit more clearly in another video. That's it there. Just a very nice little line drawing of a spider plant on the card. My mum is fantastically resourceful, and I think she's come into her own in terms of making cards for birthdays during lockdown when she wasn't out so much. So there was lots of inventive birthday cards came our way that had been shaped from different cards they got themselves. Okay, you can kind of feel the steam running out a little bit, can't you? So that's a sure sign that I might need to build in a pause and decide, is there really any more that needs to be done here? And this whole area is a little bit nondescript, but I think I get away with it. We have a rocking horse down here and the rocking horse up there, and they're kind of relating to each other somehow. Maybe a little bit more black, a little bit more drama in the darks on the rocking horse might bring our eye over there a little bit more. You know, like a bit there, maybe the back of the head. This is just with a bit of paper towel. I'm dipping the paper towel into the Indian ink, into the neat Indian ink, and creating it a bit more shape from the rocking horse. I can't believe that spray worked from Little Scaff. Blue spray worked. I wonder if the red spray might work. If the red spray worked, I wouldn't use it. I was going to say I'd use it in there, but I wouldn't, because actually that's fine. Okay. I wonder if I take that off. Oh no, it's going to create a bit more hassle. Just take a bit of it off. Give him a haircut. Alright. And I mean, I could have put a bit more effort into those pink flowers. There could be a bit more pink. The chalk isn't going to crack it out. Maybe a pink ink. I don't have. Yeah, pink. Pinkish, maybe. Let's see what that'll look like. Oh, that's not really pink. My legs are getting a bit squashed here. I need to do a stretch. Ooh. There's a watercolour. It is called quinacridine magenta. This might be just the thing. Or it might be close enough that I'll use this on my clean baby finger to describe some of those bright pinks in the freesias. Not exactly, but not bad. It's a bit of a nod to their colour. See, when I print it on there, that reads more as the quality of them, because they've got a bit of breathing space with the light through them. It's not so densely pink. So that's why this might work, to stick it on instead of painting on. Maybe one more. So I've said before, those of you who maybe are watching this for the first time might be thinking, what on earth is she doing? I kind of think that myself every time, to be honest with you. But I was going to say, oh, those of you who have watched before might have heard, oh, there we go, now I've got a nice bit of pink quinacridine magenta on the couch. Those of you who have watched before will have heard me say things from The Artist's Way, the book The Artist's Way. It's a fantastic book, and it's got great exercises. I'm just spreading out the pink on the couch at my feet now. It's got fantastic exercises like list 20 things you loved to do as a child, and then select one of them to do a tiny bit of that today. Just a nod to whatever it is. Anyway, I'm bringing up The Artist's Way because one of my favourite quotes from The Artist's Way is when Julia Cameron says, Serious art is born from serious play. And that's why I really love this carry on. Like, it really does kind of set your soul free. It sets your soul free to bring more of yourself to whatever creative action you're involved in. So I'd recommend that you gather yourself some materials. Be prepared to make a big mess, but begin with some order. The flower painting group now will know. We spoke about this last night, did we? No, I was speaking about it with my friend Marsh, about having order. Francis Bacon said, I love to have order in my work, but for it to have come about through chaos. And I think that's it's a given that you'll end up with stuff going everywhere, and you'll end up quite messy and dirty, and that's great. But beforehand, it's good to have everything fairly easily accessible. Like you saw the frustration not having the glue there, so I'm going to make sure I've got glue now for the next time. But have everything fairly easily accessible for yourself, and then just let rip. Literally let rip. Get some collage material ready, tear out bits and pieces, and then let our creative brains respond well to novelty, so just let yourself free. There's not an awful lot of places in the world really where you can feel fully free to just bring in that element of gay abandon. So why not do it on the blank sheet of paper when there's no one else around except your dog needing a walk? So I better go. Look at that, 51 minutes. Anyway, thanks again, Auntie Mary, for that fantastic inspiration of the Michael T. Higgins tea cozy. And I'll have a cup of tea with that later on today. Failing the Prestonfield outing, I'm going to have to create my own Prestonfield house at home. But how bad when I've got stuff like that to inspire me. Okay, have a lovely day, everybody, and see you tomorrow, hopefully. Alright, bye. Oh, maybe I should just show you that a bit more closely, because it's kind of difficult to see maybe from where you are. So that's what happened. Bit of fun. Bye.